Have you ever caught a card counter?
Oh, yeah. I used to run them down back east.
What?
The East Coast way to do it is to let them just keep cheating and think they got away with it. But you already caught them an hour ago. So now instead of catching them for $15 or $20, you got them for about $1,000. And then you can fucking kick them out and arrest them and all that shit.
Oh.
Let them know that let them think that they're like, I'm getting away with this.
I'm going to tell you right now that Uber Eats is so deep in my alerts right now. They are every 5 minutes. They're like, hey, so just like checking in. How are you? And I'm just like,
funny.
guys, I don't want to order. It's always like convenience store items. Like, do you want dibs from your local CVS? I'm like,
Do you want a
no.
Snickers?
Yeah, a frozen one. I'm like, what is happening here?
Well, frozen one, yeah, you got to get delivered.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Frozen Snickers is
I'm
incredible.
never using Uber Eats and stuff, man.
For anything or just for convenience?
Never, anything.
What do you get? How do you get food delivered?
I was getting food delivered during the pandemic.
From
It was like Ralph's and stuff. So it was like from
oh,
Instacart.
you were getting
thing.
groceries delivered.
Like
What
groceries
if,
delivered.
What if you're ordering in dinner?
Dinner, I'll just go pick it up.
Oh, you're a big pickup guy.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
Are
Is that
you a
the
big
cup?
community
Oh,
guy?
I love it. That's great.
Let me tell you something.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
Troy and Abed in the morning. Love it.
Yeah,
oh man,
I love it. Sweet deal.
Yeah. Have you tried your tea by the way?
I haven't. Is it still hot? I'm one of those guys.
No. I always blow on it. I'm always like,
I'm gonna sip. Are you getting this audio down, Elliot? This is the ASMR.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Have you tried it? It's subtly sweet. Are you getting any of the sweetness?
I like it.
Yeah. So what for the folks steeping at home, what we are drinking is it's another Paru tea. They're from La Jolla. We love them here. Local tea is what I call it. This is pandan waffle. This is a green tea. Cheers to you. I love that. We don't get a lot of cheerses on here.
No one cheers.
I wish we did.
Come on.
This is a wonderful tea. Really light on the caffeine, light on the flavor, but it's really good. Pandan waffle.
Is this a green? It's a white. You said a white tea.
This one is a green tea. This is a green tea.
Okay.
This is to emulate the famous Japanese dessert pandan waffle, which I haven't had.
Oh, yeah.
But I like anything waffle related. I feel like
I like the bread. Yeah.
I like the bread.
I like breakfast. So what's a pandan waffle?
I
then?
don't know. I didn't look it up.
It's like a Belgian waffle.
It might
Because a waffle is a waffle, right?
Well, it can't be Belgian if it's Japanese. It's a Japanese waffle.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel like I'm starting to sound like Seinfeld. It can't be Belgian. It's Japanese.
Japanese. What do you mean?
It's a waffle.
It's pandan. But what's pandan? It's candid. Pandan.
What's the deal?
Is it baked in a pan? Because it's pandan.
You know what's funny? I would guess if it's anything like their pancake, it might be baked in a pan.
Probably.
Oh no, their pancake. I just know it's a fluffy pancake. By the way, I apologize for the listeners. So this pandan waffle, it's green tea. 185 for 3 minutes is how you want to steep it, and it's amazing.
Ooh.
But
You do have a good tea setup.
thank you.
Like I was saying, like I just put a tea bag in and pour some hot water, but you have does it dip in and kind of soak at a certain temperature?
We use a tea diffuser.
Tea diffuser. Okay.
I want to be clear. I said this off the pod. We're in a JFTZ. This is a judgment-free tea zone. You can have your tea any way you want. Do you drink a lot of bag tea?
No, I never I love green tea,
Okay, love that.
but I just I don't I sometimes have that sleepy time.
does that
bed
work
tea?
for you? It doesn't work for me.
I don't think it works. I think it just soothes you down a little bit.
Nothing soothes me.
It's not like I drink it and then I'm like 20 minutes I'm knocked out. I think it's just like that nice relaxing, like, all right, we're soothing down, we're getting into it. I drank a lot of it during pandemic and stuff.
Are you not a coffee guy at all?
I do drink a lot of coffee too.
How much?
My girl just got me an espresso machine.
We have one over there.
It's the best.
Here's what's
It's
interesting.
so good. The little pods. I just got some more pods.
Do you have the wide ones or the tall ones?
I got they're wide. It's the Verduro.
Okay, so you have the
Verdugo?
wide one. Virtuo.
Virtuo. Yeah.
This is funny. A friend of the pod and a friend of yours and mine, Justin Sherman, has the Virtuo.
Really?
He sure does,
Oh
yeah.
my God, I love that guy.
He does.
Yeah.
Truly.
Shout out, Justin Sherman.
I know. We don't have to spend so much time on this, but I will say is I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a sweeter person than Justin Sherman.
He's the best.
Not just in comedy, period.
Yeah.
I put on a show with him. It's very hard to produce a show.
Oh, producing's a whole nother animal.
It's a nightmare.
I produced for years. It's a lot.
Because you do a late night thing, don't you?
Dude, late night talk show, baby.
Okay, so-
Another late show tonight.
Is that actually what it's
That's
called?
what it's called, yeah.
I need to go. Where is it?
Yeah. It's at Loft Ensemble in North Hollywood.
Okay.
It's
That's
a
why
theater
I'm
a theater company.
Okay.
It's run by actually, you know the show with Adam and Sean?
Yeah.
Adam Chambers and Sean too. Sean's on the committee, but Adam's the artistic director at this theater for years, like 12, 13 years. I think they're in their like 11th season or something like that. But they're my house band, and they've been good friends of mine for a long time.
Dear Lord.
And we brought it to their theater just to kind of put it up there, and it's like
And just lives.
legit. Like we have like a technical director, we got everything. Like it's a legit talk show.
Do you write like a monologue?
New
jokes?
monologue every month.
Dear God, do you have writers that help you?
No, just
Wow.
me. Which is why, like, when I do it once a month,
Wow.
But it's been great. It's a great, because what I want to do is I want to write for late night. I want to write for Jimmy Fallon and stuff. So like that was a muscle that I work all the time and just constantly making jokes. Like I'll do like 12 to 15 jokes a month.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad.
Maybe, I mean, on a great night, 10 of them all get like crazy laughs.
Yeah,
but it's like that's what the hit or miss of it is like, you know, it's all current events and stuff, and you got to keep it current, and you know, it's kind of like that.
I'm trying to remember who it was who used to do like a lot of pencil stuff where they would like, so like if a joke didn't land, they would just like flick a pencil. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the late night talk. Who was it? Oh,
He would throw a pencil?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so like Letterman would do that, just like throw pencils everywhere. There's some kind of charm to acknowledging a joke doesn't land.
Well, Carson was huge with that. If Carson, back in the day, like if something didn't work, they said like it was better when he didn't have a good joke. Because he'd just be like, oh, well, guess you're not working this time, you know?
This is wild and crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Because
Is this thing on?
Yeah. So we've got a great person here tonight.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I watch a lot of those things. Did you just like grow up? You're watching late night TV, and you're like, oh, that's me.
I always loved Jimmy Fallon.
So Fallon's your guy.
He's my guy.
Okay. Now, with the recent revelations, how do you feel about Fallon now?
You know what? I still feel this. I stand by Jimmy.
Do you stand?
I stand with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and maybe it's a hot take, and this will be a clickbait for the show.
Hey, listen, we don't have to use it, but we can if
there
you want
are
us
so
to.
many people that said that's not true, and
Interesting.
there was only a couple. I mean, the articles that came out, I think it was also maybe like just clickbait in itself because like the shows weren't going on, you know? And they were just needed something to like say about that, or some employees were like, they're probably not going to bring you back, so I might as well try to capitalize on this.
Well, here's the thing. They interviewed 85 people, and not a single person would go on record saying a nice thing about the show.
Not a nice thing at all? 85
Correct.
people?
85. So
on the staff?
Previous and current staff.
And they all said bad things about it?
Some people refused to comment at all, but there were also former showrunners, 4 former showrunners of the show.
Elliot, we can cut this.
Listen.
Well,
Let me be clear, because I want to. I know this sounds bad, but let me say this. I also really appreciated Fallon. I liked him in his late night spot a little more than in the Tonight Show, but I also like that stuff. I grew up with that stuff too. I didn't connect as much with Letterman and Leno. They didn't.
Yeah.
They felt like a bygone era that I didn't relate to. I actually really liked Craig Ferguson.
I like Craig, yeah.
And I liked Conan.
Conan was one of my, he's one of the idols too. Conan was everything.
I think the person that I relate to most now is probably Seth Meyers.
Really?
Yeah, there's a kind of acknowledgement that like he doesn't even find himself to be like that wacky. He's just a guy doing his best, and I relate so hard to that person.
Did you listen to Strike Force 5 at all?
No, I did not. No.
It was great. I think I love Seth more listening to him in that because
really?
I actually maybe seen like 1 or 2 of his episodes of the Late Show.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should watch more of it because he was always great as the head writer and stuff on SNL.
So funny.
But like I just was always like, even now I don't watch Jimmy Fallon live. I kind of watch the clips of it and stuff.
Of course, I used to. I'm not exaggerating. I used to DVR Late Night with Fallon, and I would watch every episode.
Me too. Yeah.
And I loved
every single episode.
Yeah, it was great. So okay, wait. So going back a little bit. So when you started approaching stand up, was your immediate thought that I am doing stand up to get good at writing jokes and telling jokes and being there, but my ultimate goal still is and will be I want to be a late night talk show host?
I think that goal came later. I think what I wanted to do was like I wanted to be like the next Adam Sandler.
I could see that.
You
I
know?
find
like, I didn't even want to do stand up to begin with.
Really?
And now I fell in love with it.
You have a good mix of you're incredibly affable and you're also funny. I don't think that's in everybody. You often will see people who are very funny who kind of come across as an asshole. You do not. There's there's a lovable quality about you.
Yeah.
So I could see that. I could see. Wait, so you start doing stand up? Was it just because you were like, I heard Justin Sherman does this and I got to do it?
I wanted to get my dicks wet. Come get your dicks wet.
I mean, that's why we all.
No, like I always loved stand up, watching it and stuff. But I went to film school and wanted to kind of just be.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was a film school guy.
Wait, where'd you go to film school?
In Jersey.
Okay.
Rowan University. Shout out.
It's interesting that the way you say Jersey, you don't go Jersey. You go Jersey.
I'm Jersey.
Do you not? Are you not proud of the Jersey?
I'm proud of Jersey.
You got to be.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker, and
I'll always be Jersey too. Like I won't lose any of my Jerseyness.
Why would you?
Well, do you? I mean, some people do.
Do people? Yeah. Where's your girlfriend from?
She's from out here. She's from. She grew up in West Covina.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because I think that. So my fiance is from Northern California. I think that West Coast women find a certain charm in East Coast men.
I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna say.
Just saying.
I'm not gonna say like I think a lot of the SoCal girls that I've met. Yeah. It's kind of like we're like exotic to them.
We are
because we tell it how it is.
Absolutely.
And my girlfriend, like when I'm over, like, how you doing? She's like, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what you doing? You know.
She goes, stop it.
But she'll see like when my jersey comes out, and she's like, your jersey came out right there. It's usually like when I get like heated or like
I think that's when all of our stuff comes out. If we're like if we're passionate. If we're tired, if we're mad, if we're drunk, all those things, occasionally this little like, it's not mean. It's like just a little edge of like, this is where I'm at.
It's you mumble a bit, you do whatever, like it is what it is.
What my fiance finds really interesting that I will do is I have never shied away in my life about having an opinion about anything.
Exactly.
And that's such very East Coast thing.
Yeah.
You just come in, someone can say anything. Be like, oh yeah, like can I get some rainbow sprinkles? And I'm like, you better, because chocolate sprinkles are crap. and they're like, wait, I'm sorry. We're talking about ice cream sprinkles?
Sir, what?
Yeah. Like, sir, this is a Carvel. And I'm like, no, it's not, because they barely have Carvels here.
Hell yeah.
You gotta.
With those Crispies inside?
Okay. Every year for my birthday.
The Crispies are so good.
This is already my favorite episode. Every year, we're like five minutes in. Every year for my birthday, my mom would get me a Carvel ice cream cake.
That's the best.
Incredible.
The best.
Then my cousin's boyfriend last year at Thanksgiving. My birthday's right around Thanksgiving, so when we would go down to see my mom, she would get me a cake. My cousin's boyfriend was there. Never met him in my life. Let me tell you something. You're missing nothing. He takes one bite of the cake. He goes, ew. And I was like, what? What do you mean, ew? He goes,
it's ice cream cake.
He goes, this is just ice cream. Where's the cake? And I go, no, this is an ice cream cake. It's ice cream in the shape of a cake. And he goes, no, real ice cream cake has actual cake in it. And I go, that's gross.
No, it has some icing on it, but that's what
it has.
That's
icing,
ice cream cake
and it has
is.
the cookie crumble in between.
Yeah, the crumble. Yeah.
This guy had the audacity to push the plate away. And I was literally like, I'm telling you, if it were my house.
Your sister's new boyfriend?
No, my cousin's.
Your cousin's.
My cousin's boyfriend. My sister has a husband, and let me tell you something. I didn't get any vibe that he didn't like it, but if he did, he knew not to say
that cousin better break up with that guy.
They're already broken up. And can I tell you something?
I love that. You know what you should do? You should send him a fucking ice cream cake.
He doesn't deserve it. Because he may hate it, but I want it.
But who cares?
Yeah. I'll tell you something.
You know what? Send him a slice.
I would.
Be like,
I
hey,
hope it melts on it. I hope it melts on his doorstep.
Yeah, let it be melted. Yeah.
He just grinds my gears.
Push it away.
Yeah, that's where the New Yorker in me comes in. I'm like, oh, you don't like Carvel? Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I feel like it is with East Coast, like New York, Jersey, like tri-state area? I think we read the room so well that we have to kind of have opinions about it.
Yeah, I think
like
that's true.
everything that's going on. Like even if it's good, bad, everything. Like people think it's complaining sometimes, but really it's just like, no, you're getting rainbow because chocolate sprinkles suck. We say Jimmy's. Like
well, I don't. Let me tell you something. Here's my controversy. I don't even love sprinkles to begin with.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm like, what are we doing? If I can get, well, you know what I really love?
The shell.
Oh, sure.
The
talking about like the brown bonnet kind of shell on it.
Yeah.
Love that. I was actually going to say ground up Heath Bar. Ooh, the Heath Bar bites.
Yeah. I love Heath Bar.
Some people are like, they get second teeth. I go, good.
Yeah.
I want to be tasting that for hours.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Great for me.
It's an extra treat 3 hours later.
Oh, God, I love it. So I used to love Butterfingers. Yeah, I like it. I tell you, a month later, I'll be like, Butterfinger. Wow, that's
Exactly.
delicious. Wow.
Is that a cavity? No, no, no. No, it's not. This is it.
It's bored a hole in my tooth, but
Yeah.
it is delicious. I am here for it.
Listen, that's why we get fillings, all right?
Oh my God. I gotta say, this is true. I've never had a cavity in my life.
Never?
Never.
You're out of your mind.
No, but I gotta tell you. So
You've never had a cavity.
hand
Dude,
on
I
my-
just got 3 just sitting here.
yeah, just drinking pandan waffle over
There's
here.
no way you never had a cavity.
Never had one. I also am crazy about oral hygiene. Crazy. Every single night, I floss, then I mouthwash, then I
wow.
brush for 2 minutes, 30 seconds each quadrant, and
So
then
you
I
do
tongue
twice
scrape.
a day brushing and flossing and all that stuff?
I don't floss twice a day, but I brush and tongue scrape twice a day.
Wow. Okay.
My breath is stellar,
Yeah.
which is sad
I make it
because
small from here. It's
yeah,
good. It's
it's,
good.
it's being wasted. I'm now engaged. I mean, it's completely wasted on her.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
but
when
she's happy about it.
yeah, I
you know
think
what
so. Yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
happy. I
You're
did
gonna be
my-
going on the aisle and doing the vows. And be like, can you do the vows just one more time?
Can you just breathe in my face?
Yeah, yeah.
The craziest thing is we were talking about that, and I was like, I'm sure I already know what I'm going to say. And she goes, what? I don't. And I'm like, you don't have to. I was like, I literally
Did you guys
don't.
set a date already?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
no.
already know what you're gonna say though.
Oh, sure.
Love it.
Yeah. Should I recite it here? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you said earlier.
Would it be funny if you said it right here and then use that audio at your wedding?
She's not going to hear it. You said earlier when I said, I think I said, are you engaged or are you thinking about getting married? And you said, not yet, but I'm in love.
Not yet. So in love.
How long did that take for you to find the person? Are you someone who was doing relationships, or were you someone who would like flirt with the idea that this person's not right for me, I'm ejecting?
I've always been a relationship guy. Like,
Okay.
I've never been one to be like, just kind of dating around for months and stuff. You know what I mean?
Bebop and skedaddle,
Yeah, just
you know.
like, 2 weeks with the, whatever. I've never been.
Yeah.
I've always been a girlfriend guy.
I wanted to be that, and I think that
Yeah.
I had such committophobia that I would like find these wonderful women who I cannot speak more highly of. I mean, not as highly as I'd speak of Jess, but one of these wonderful women in the
Yeah.
past who deserved better. And I would like be that for 2-3 months, and then I would get scared, and then I
Really?
would just like I would be like, you know what, I this is not working for me.
Well, after a couple months, if it's like that's still like the, the phase of like, you get to know somebody a lot better. Like when you like first like have like, someone sleeps over for like a weekend or something
Sure.
like that and stuff. So I feel like everything I've always had lasted at least a year,
Oh my god.
I think. I mean, there was times where like I dated girls and it was only like 2 months or something.
Sure.
But like in between that, like but that was like we weren't official. But if I was like official boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yeah.
it's always been like, I mean, my girl, when I moved out here, not this current one, but like when I first moved out here, I kind of, well, we're not going to get into that, but like a girl from back east moved here also, and we
Mhm.
tried to rekindle, and it
Okay.
didn't work, but it was like, 8 months where we tried to like rekindle.
It's a long time.
But then after that, I met another girl, and then we were together 6 years on and off.
Holy crap.
So like even then it was just like, like we would break up for like 8 months and then get back together and like stuff like that. And those were times where like, you're dating in between and not really committing. But like,
This is a really odd question, but I have to ask it as a fellow East Coaster. I wonder if you're going to take my team here or not.
uh-huh.
Do you think that the conversation of exclusivity and the conversation of labels are two different conversations or the same conversation?
Like you're exclusive and then labels. I think it's the same thing.
Okay, so I do not subscribe to that. Jess
Well,
and
I guess a label. Okay, give
Jess
me
and I
your
had
tip.
an exclusivity conversation,
Okay.
and it was a very different conversation when we were like, when you refer to me, what do you call me?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, do you want to ask me out? And I'm like, do you want me to? Do you want me to ask you to be my girlfriend? She's like, I don't know. If you want to. I'm like, let's not play games. All you have to do is say it. Just
Uh-huh.
say it, and I'll say it. And she's like, I'm asking if you want to ask. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to ask unless you say it. She's like, fine. I
Wow.
think it would be fine if you asked me. And I'm like, cool. Do you want to be my girlfriend? She's like, I'll have to think about it. And I was like, you son of a bitch. But that was a separate conversation.
So was that so then you were a label before exclusive, you mean?
No, we were exclusive before the label. So we were not calling each other
Okay.
boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were not seeing anybody else.
Okay, I get that.
You don't keep them separate conversations. You go, hey, we're in this.
I think after a third or fourth date, I mean, if you don't want to be boyfriend, girlfriend, then it's like, let's just move on.
You think you know at the third or fourth day.
You have to.
I don't think I did when I was growing up. I
Really?
think I
Like-
did with Jess, and maybe that's why we're
The
engaged
the
now.
girl I'm with now, Crystal, I knew the first date.
It was crystal
We had
clear
them
to you.
Crystal clear to me. Oh, hello.
Ooh,
Oh,
boy.
baby.
All right,
That's
listen.
a cheers moment right there.
Hey, we did it.
Crystal clear.
I'm here
baby.
for it. Crystal, shout out. We love you.
Shout out, baby. No,
She's
I
gonna
knew.
be like, who is this guy shouting me out? I don't know this guy.
Yeah. I knew right away, man. It was first date that it was love. I mean, we met at a show,
Comedy.
a comedy show.
Were you performing?
Brea Improv. I was there.
You were performing.
I was performing
at the Brea Improv. Hey, big dog.
She was up front, and I did this joke where I kind of like do like a dance to like move in the crowd, and I legit almost fell into her, like off the stage into her, and I kind of like caught myself or whatever. But then after I was done the joke, I was like, I almost fell into you, like I almost fell into your arms, made a joke, and she's like, I would have caught you, and it was this meet cute moment,
I'm into it.
And then I was flirting back and forth a little bit and looking. Recently watched the tape, and she's like, I want to see the tape of that night. And it was...
Hold on. You have tape of the night that you met the girl that you're in love with.
Yes.
That's... Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah.
go... Sorry.
Yeah. It's incredible. And
That's
we
amazing.
watch it, and it was like legit, I just like couldn't keep my eyes off of her. But then it took me... She always breaks my balls about it, but like it took a month for us to go out because like I was just getting out of a relationship too, and it was like she DM'd me and like all this stuff, and it was like you never know how to talk to girls over a DM.
I don't know how to talk to girls, period. Yeah.
But like it finally went, and then like she came to my talk show, and then we went out to eat afterwards with everybody, and then like we went on our own date, and that first date was like the most amazing date ever. And then
How long ago was that?
this was our first date, which we say is our anniversary now.
Sure.
It was March 29th
Of this year. Love it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Also, I for a second I was getting nervous.
We
I'm
slow danced, we kissed. It was
I
gorgeous.
don't remember. Did we kiss?
What, on our first date?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so. At the
Okay,
Improv?
good. Yeah, the Improv.
Yeah.
No, I love that story.
We went to touch the ticket at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
Yeah, and then we just did the ET phone home to each other.
Yeah.
Did you? Here's the interesting thing I find about all the relationship stuff. When you said you were more of a relationship guy, you never felt like the relationships were getting in the way of your pursuits.
No, because if they did, I would just end them. I mean, I never ended them, but like I just knew it wasn't right. Like I would just like not like. I don't know. I think. Well, I mean, yeah. My 6-year one was kind of like she supported me, but it was also like a thing where like it wasn't like as supportive as you could, because we as comedians we're like constantly on the go, and just like 100%. You have to like I work weekends and shit. It's like you're not really a regular 9 to 5 kind of guy, which is what
Absolutely not.
But with Crystal, since it's crystal clear, she gets all of it. Dude.
Am I the first person to make that joke? I can't be.
I think I've made it to her before.
Fair enough.
But it's great. But that in that moment,
I'm literally just biting your jokes.
it was perfect. I think she's heard it probably a million times.
I would guess.
That's why I don't know if I've said it.
Yeah.
Like you hear saying it was amazing.
Yeah.
And she probably is listening to this right now being like, let's listen to some Boys to Men.
Yeah. I would love to listen to some Boys to Men. Little Motown Philly.
Yeah, that's her favorite. That's her
it's
favorite.
a great song.
Yeah.
Like Mama. Oh, that's
she
great.
loves Mama. Yeah.
I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
Why don't we all, as a collective society, talk more about Boys to Men?
Hot take. Have her on the show and she'll talk about it.
I'm just saying, there are certain bands that I think, like in our younger years, we all acknowledged were good, but none of us talk about them now. I haven't heard someone talk about Boys to Men in months.
I mean, I feel like they're going to go down history until the end of the road.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you. This is officially, it's called Mike Perkins with Boys to Men. That's what this episode is. If anyone is connected to Boys to Men who's listening right now, I want you to reach out to them, hit them on social, be like, go do Steep Conversations.
She is such a big fan of them that she's like, it's VIP experiences to all of them.
Oh, I thought you meant like they give them to her. No, she buys them.
No, but she's like legit like friends with Sean. Like,
which one?
I forget his
High
last
voice,
name.
low voice?
Stockman? Is that his last name?
How well do you think I know Boys
I
to Men?
don't know him either.
Okay.
I don't know. This is the part where she turns
Sean
out.
Stockman.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's Stockman.
Here, we're going to make an edit. So whatever it is, we're like, Sean. Yep. Okay, great. Yeah, ADR. Yeah. She knows the guy?
Well, like she's gone to like she has an 11-year-old son, and I think a couple years ago they did like some school thing where like she went to this like Boys to Men thing where he talked and like helped the kids or whatever, and she was like with the guy for like 8 hours, like just working with her son and Sean and stuff and like other people. But like she's also like had like backstage experiences like every time with Boys to Men.
I mean, I don't know how to ask this appropriately. I'm sure she was being above board, but were other people trying to have backstage experiences? You know what I'm saying?
She was above board. Yeah.
No, I know she was. Were other people trying to have?
I guess, but like she would spend like whatever the VIP like tickets are to like go see a band, and you would get like backstage passes. But she would do that and get to meet and talk to them and be like, "Oh my God, you mean everything to me," and stuff like that.
It's actually like, really sweet.
It's really sweet. Yeah.
No one ever says that.
I'm
me.
always scared to do that with people that bands that I love.
I remember you said that to me once. I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah.
What band would you do that with? Who's your band?
Well, like Taking Back Sunday is my favorite band of all time.
TBS.
TBS,
Okay,
baby.
sure.
And like I've never got to meet them.
Okay.
But I've met.
I think that's an achievable goal. I mean, Taking Back Sunday.
Totally achievable.
They don't seem so like holier than thou. Taking Back Sunday seems pretty like a nice group of folks.
But like I mean, talking to comics and stuff, I can shoot the shit with anybody.
Sure.
But like, it's like somebody like you grew up with, and like you're like, this is your favorite band. I'm like, I don't know what to say to them. You know what I mean?
So let me tell you this, and I won't tell this whole story because I've told it on a podcast before. But one of the people I looked up to the most, or still look up to the most, is Donald Glover.
Oh, I love Donald Glover.
Yeah, we ended up having a 10-minute conversation, and I will tell you that yes, it starts a little weird, but like you drop into it.
I went to see him when Atlantic City, maybe like 2012 or something, when he first started doing like Freaks and Geeks and like
I saw him in Chicago
all
on
that stuff.
On that tour.
Yeah. And
was it the I Am Donald tour where he also did stand up?
I think it was. It might have been that
was
one.
A great tour
because he was doing bits in between his songs. But we got to go like hang out at the after party of it.
Yeah.
And he was there, and we got to like say like hi real quick.
Yeah.
But it was more of a thing where it's like, oh, well, what do you say to him? Like, I love you in Community.
I mean, listen, I'm using the mug right here.
Yeah, I love it.
Mug. No, I mean,
we have so much in common.
I don't. How do we not know this?
Yeah.
I don't understand how it took me so long to meet you. Also, because I remember that you did a podcast. You did Everything Reviewed. Shout out. I don't care if they're on hiatus. It was a great podcast.
Bring it back.
And it needs to come back. It needs to come back. As someone who now does a podcast, I understand how.
What do they review?
Who cares?
They review everything.
We review everything. Let's get goofy. I loved it. I listened to every single episode.
Me too.
It's great.
I loved it. Yeah.
But I heard you on there, and I thought your episode was great. And then I mentioned
I've heard you on there too.
I was
many times.
Yeah. Only twice. You're like many times.
Well, I mean, like I knew of you because of that.
Oh yeah. Here's what's so funny is that was when I did the first episode of that, or when I did my first episode of it. That was when Jess would still listen to a lot of the things that I did, and so she regularly. Here's what's funny. She quotes that episode to me, but she's not quoting me. She's quoting Justin.
That's so funny.
Swear to God, I know I've told this story on the pod before. I don't care. I'm going to tell it really briefly just because you need to hear it. One time I said to Jess, hey, I'm going to lunch tomorrow with the only person that you think is funnier than me. And she goes, Justin Sherman? And I was like, no.
Well, it's so funny because right now when I met her and she's like, you look familiar to me. And you're like, probably something with Justin Sherman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why.
He's been to shows and stuff. And she's like, maybe that's it.
Yeah,
Everything is Justin Sherman.
Everything is Justin Sherman. She goes, she goes, Justin Sherman. I go, no, that is not. She goes, John Mulaney? I go, yeah, I'm having lunch with John Mulaney tomorrow. And I just didn't mention it. She goes, Caleb Sinan? I go, yes, it's Caleb Sinan. I was like, it took you 3 guesses. So how many other people do you
How
find
was that
funnier
lunch
than
with
me?
John Mulaney, though? Was it good?
It was great. Yeah. So he was trying to order waffles. And
It's a pandan waffle.
What?
It's from Japan.
It was not good.
Why wouldn't they call it Japandan waffle?
You know what? You contact them. They're a local tea company. You hit them up. Japandan waffle.
It's Japandan.
Back
to Seinfeld.
What's the deal?
What's the deal with Japan?
Okay, if we don't go now, we're never going to. You want to go to our first segment?
Let's do it, baby.
Okay, the first segment is called the Newly Friend Game. It's like the Newlywed Game, but we are secret best friends, and we don't even know it.
I love it.
One day, though, I feel confident. I feel like our friendship is burgeoning.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked about it. Okay, so the way this works, I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to write down your answer. Don't say it out loud. Okay. I'm going to write down what I think your answer is.
Love it.
And then we are going to flip our boards and show each other. Now, I know that you work in the casino life.
Yes.
So my question for you, do not answer out loud, write it down. What is your favorite movie that has anything that takes place in any sort of way casino adjacent. So don't say it out loud. Write it down. But a casino adjacent movie. I'm writing a little backup. I'm not going to give myself points if I get the second one. All right, but flip your board on 3. 1, 2, 3. Flip.
Casino.
It was Casino.
Yeah, it's got to be Casino.
Well, I love Casino.
I lived my life through that.
Someone said to me that is one of the most technically accurate movies as far as Casino. Don't put that away yet. We have to do this for me too.
It really is. Oh, sorry.
Do you, when you watch it, do you watch it now and you catch things where you go, well, that's not right?
Well, back in the time period, yes, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Like when he's like, look at this fucking brute, get this fucking guy out of here. Every fucking paint, take the fucking paint and get at it. Like it really was that. Like my dad, my uncles and stuff back in the 80s, because they like opened up Atlantic City.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like they ran Atlantic City.
That's the coolest
so like
thing ever.
that they've have so many stories of like mob stuff happening where it's like, yeah, they could do whatever the fuck they wanted. You know what I mean?
That's unbelievable.
Just dump bags of money on the craps game and just yell at people. It's like, you want me to hit the back wall? Here's your fucking back wall. Stuff like that.
It's funny when you think about things like that, and then you also think about like even when you read stories about murderers in olden times, and it was just like you could just get away with fucking anything. Like you could literally just like Mulaney does a bit about that where he talks about how what did they do if someone died? They drew chalk around it.
That's so
what is that doing for anybody? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like anything like more than 30 years ago, you could just do whatever.
Yeah.
You wanted to run a casino, kick people out, beat someone in a back room, you could. You want to murder someone, you can. There was no rules.
Yeah.
You wanted to hitchhike, fine. But then you risk being beat up in a back room or being murdered.
Well, the casino's still that way where you can you can't get away with anything. Like they still have like HR and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But like it's the one job where you can like curse at people and stuff. You couldn't tell someone to go fuck themselves. But like it's not like I can you're like a waiter and being like, oh, what are you guys looking for? Some fucking, you're gonna go bang some girls tonight or something? You know what I mean? Like kind of mess around with people and whatnot.
You can do that.
Yeah. Where you can't be like, oh, how was everything? All right. You can be like, 16, dude, you're fucked. Do
you deal blackjack?
Yeah, I do everything.
Everything.
Blackjack, roulette, Texas Hold'em, all the table games.
Has anyone ever accused you of cheating? Like not someone you work for, a player, been like that was bullshit.
Oh, they all do. If they're losing,
they're
like the machine's rigged. It's rigged. There's something in the shoe, and it's like.
What, you turn to Jimmy Stewart? There's something in the shoe.
What do you want? The shoe?
The shoe's only got 5 decks.
Yeah, everybody does. It's like this. It's just everybody.
Have you ever caught a card counter?
Oh yeah, I used to run them down back east.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean run them down?
Run them down meaning like you kind of knew I know the basis of card counting.
So you were keeping account?
So I was like, no, not keeping count, but you just know if somebody's doing it. Like if I seen you at the game and you were playing 25, and then you play 50, now you're playing 150. I'm like, all right, why is he pressing his bet so much? And then the next shoe, you run him down being like, all right, it's a +1, it's a +3.
Oh, so you start keeping count after you've seen that he's probably doing something.
Yeah, and then you call upstairs and they kind of watch him and they have other people run him down to see if he's doing it or not.
How do you call upstairs without tipping him off?
You just do it secretly. You just walk over to the phone. Well, no, you just go over to the phone and you just look the other way. I got a guy on table 202. Just keep an eye on him.
They don't think that that's what you're talking about? If I'm counting cards and I see you pick up a phone, I go, he knows.
Well, you're like 3 tables away from the guy. You could be calling for anything, It's not like I point I think it's that man over there.
It's the man drinking pandan waffle. That's who it is.
Follow the scent.
Yeah, follow the scent. And also, ask him why it's not called Japan.
Yeah, I've caught cheaters a lot, man.
Really?
You catch them, yeah. You just let them. Honestly, the East Coast way to do it is to let them just keep cheating and think they got away with it. But you already caught them an hour ago. So now instead of catching them for $15 or $20, you got them for about $1,000. And then you can fucking kick them out and arrest them and all that shit. Let them know that let them think that they're like, I'm getting away with this.
Did they just become British? I'm getting away
with this.
I think I would do it that way. I don't want to catch you small. I want to catch you big.
Yeah. Let them do it,
Let's do me really fast. That's what I say to all the ladies. Yeah. What is my favorite? Can I be honest? Never said that to a lady. What is my favorite casino adjacent?
I think your fiance was just like, I know.
Yeah. He never says it to me. Why did I just make her an old Jewish one? He never says it to. She's not even Jewish, which, by the way, is going to offend all
Not
of our
yet.
Jewish listeners. No, we don't. We're not.
Not converting?
Nah.
Oh no, that's nice.
Nah.
I love it.
Well, here's what I said to her. I go, that doesn't. You converting or not converting doesn't mean anything to me.
How does that work for getting married then?
I don't know.
Does it matter? I guess it doesn't matter now,
Not
right?
to me. Everyone always goes, "Oh my God, your Jewish mother, is she just like freaking out?"
No, I mean
said,
not
"Freaking
that.
out."
I mean like going to like get married in the church or get like.
Well, I'm not getting married in a church or a temple. I'm getting married in Italy, baby.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, give me the pasta, give me the pizza.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, you know.
So they can still marry you even if you're not the
I'm gonna
same
have a
religion.
friend marry us.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I don't want
Oh,
any.
I didn't know you could do
I'm
that.
not bringing any. I've officiated 5 weddings.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do it if you weren't the same. I said someone had to be the same religion or something.
Mm-mm.
That's only if it's in a church.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you planning to get married in a church?
Well, we're both Catholic, so
Oh,
I guess
okay.
we could, but I don't think she wants to anyway.
Practicing?
I mean, just because I'm Italian.
I'm sure that Jesus is looking down and being like, well, he is Italian.
He's Italian.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
Pizza, pasta, whatever.
Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't put together that you're Italian. I just was talking about how I'm just going to get married in Italy. I'm getting married in Italy to find your people.
Yeah, I love it.
Is Perkins the original last name, or is it like changed and was like originally?
Well, my dad's not Italian. My
Okay.
mom's full, so I'm half Italian.
It's interesting though when you're like, we're both Catholic. We kind of have to get married in a church.
I don't think she wants to anyway.
Well, so I don't want to offend anyone with this comment, but I am just going to say, like, and I respect every religion, and it's all good. My God, the 2 Catholic weddings I've been to were the longest weddings.
They always are. Yeah.
Oh man, it felt like a Scorsese movie. Like
Yeah.
it was just like bloated.
They actually had
with
the
length.
Irishman on the side.
Yeah, we made it through 1.5 viewings of it. It was just the longest. My God, it was.
Because they had to do all the things with the candles and stuff, and then you do this and that.
I'm telling you, if Jesus were
Oh,
alive
yeah.
today, he would have been like, wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
20, 30 tops. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Anyway, okay. So the question for me, same as the question for you. What is my
Caleb.
favorite casino adjacent film?
Okay.
And then I'm only going to write this next one down. This is not one of my favorites. I'm just curious if anyone else has heard of this movie. Because nobody seems to.
I love this last movie, which I think you might like too.
Okay, ready? Flip your board on 3. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Flip. So you said Casino, Ocean's 11, and
Rounders!
Reindeer
Oh,
Games.
that
I
is a
went with
good one.
Rounders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rounders is one of my
Like
absolute
a young
favorites.
man coming in for a quickie.
quickie. Yeah.
I love that
It's
movie.
It's amazing. Why do not more people talk about Rounders?
I wouldn't think that as. I mean, that's casino, but that's more like background poker rooms.
Casino adjacent.
Casino adjacent. You're right.
So the other thing I wrote down, and I only wrote it down, which, by the way, what a hard word to spell. I wrote Mississippi Grind.
I love that movie.
You've seen Mississippi Grind.
Yeah.
I feel like no one has seen Mississippi Grind.
Yeah, I like that one. Reynolds was good in that
Now,
one.
you wrote Ocean's 11. You wrote Casino again, which I wasn't going
I
to
thought you were gonna like Casino. Yeah,
I do love Casino.
but Reindeer Games, baby.
I haven't seen Reindeer Games.
Really?
I haven't seen
They
it.
robbed the casino as Santas.
Really?
That's what Reindeer Games is based on.
How good is it?
It's great. It's Ben Affleck. I love Ben
Schlocky
Affleck's one of my
goodness?
favorite. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, is Ben Affleck one of your all-time faves?
One of my faves. My favorite actor of all time.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, he's the
I mean,
best.
listen, I don't say that in a negative way. It's a great choice. He's a very accomplished gentleman. Yeah. Funny enough, one of my favorite actors is the other half of that
Matt Damon
that pairing.
from Rounders,
That is
baby.
correct. When people ask me my favorite actors, I always the ones I give are Don Cheadle, Sam Rockwell. On the gentleman's side.
Have you ever seen?
Oh gosh,
I just made Crystal. Well, not make her watch, but I was like, you got to watch this. The Way Back.
one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so amazing.
I have seen that,
and she is. He is incredible in it. Sam Rockwell.
I've seen that movie maybe 20 times.
It's so good.
Anytime I'm sad, I watch The Way Back.
So good. Coming of age story of the kid at the water park. It's so great.
Do you act at all?
I
know
do.
because I know you do a lot. Have you taken like acting classes?
I did it in college.
Okay.
And then I've taken some acting, like I've taken commercial acting classes, and I've taken recently just took like an acting workshop.
But when you said you went to film school, were you going to film school to be behind the camera or in front of it?
I did both. So like my first 2 years of community college was all acting.
Sure.
Technically, I got my degree in theater.
It's called theater.
Theater.
Yes.
And then I went back. It was funny because I wasn't going to finish. I was going to move to LA.
Yeah.
And then my buddy at the time was going to move with me, and he kind of bailed on me. And I was like, well, shit. And then they passed this thing in Jersey where, like, if you had your associates already, which I had, you can transfer literally every single credit that you have into the school. And I was like,
what?
Well, all right,
Yeah.
let me go to film school. So I finished film school at Rowan in a year and a half. So I only did like I did fall, spring, like 2 classes in a summer, and then a fall, and that's all I did. And all I had to take was just the film classes.
So you actually got to take the classes we all wanted to take.
Yes, I had to take one like psychology class too,
Which is fine.
which is like whatever. But everything else was just it was all film directing, it was writing, it was all that stuff. TV sitcom stuff. It was
What a
great.
dream. I write a lot, and I was in a 2-year Meisner intensive. I've done all that.
I
want to direct a short film that I wrote, but I don't know how to direct. So I think I'm just
Dude, let's do it.
I'm gonna wing it. Have
Dude,
you
I-
directed a bunch?
I haven't directed, but like I produce stuff.
Oh.
So it's like let's
I'm in.
get off the ground. I have like a crew and everything. I've done features. I've produced stuff that's been on like
What?
yeah.
You can't bury the lead this late in the game.
Yeah.
What is the? Are there any features I can go see?
I just
Or not like go see, but like rent.
well, I've produced some that were from back in Philly.
Okay.
The 2 are on like VOD, so you can get them like
Yeah.
Prime and
Is
stuff.
there one that you really like?
The one I really loved that I produced was called I Am Santa Claus. It was a documentary following around the lives of guys that portray Santa Claus all year round.
That's a phenomenal idea for a documentary.
Mick Foley was one of the Santas.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the like
Wrestler
Mankind?
Mankind, yeah.
Okay.
That was the one that we got really success with. It was on Netflix and stuff for a while.
Amazing, incredible.
Other than that, like just like, my buddy, not to get sad in the podcast, my buddy that passed away over the pandemic, we worked on a
sorry to hear
movie
that.
back in 2016 together. And for the longest time, we were just, he was just editing it, and we would do like pickup shots. It took us like a year to shoot, and we would shoot like 1 or 2 days because it's a feature. So like we'd shoot like 1 or 2 days a month sometimes. Sometimes we'd do like, 4 in a row and then like stop for like a month or whatever. But we finally got, after he passed away, his parents came to me and said, we still have this footage. Is there a way you can finish it?
Oh.
So I was able to kind of like, work with friends that I have like to do the sound design and stuff and got it done.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon Prime now.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
It's called Daisy.
DAISY.
DEYSI. He wanted the girl's name to be, it was originally called Shut Up and Kiss Me.
That's a great name.
I know I like that one better, but he had the artwork and stuff for Daisy, so I used that.
Okay. What is it? What is it about? Let's get people watching this.
It's
What is
like
it about?
it's like a coming of age one of
I'll watch anything coming of age. So
of
keep
this
going.
girl named Daisy in SoCal in
Okay.
East LA.
Yeah.
And she's just going through life and just she meets a guy
Yeah.
who's I play the guy.
I mean, listen, if it weren't you, I would be upset.
It's fun. It's a very fun like kind of like because he directed it. My buddy Henry, who
Yeah.
passed away.
Yeah.
He liked it to be very like the culture of LA. Like
Yeah.
he loved like 80s and 90s like hip hop stuff and whatnot.
Oh,
and kind of like
his sounds
loved
like my
all
thing.
that stuff. So it's kind of like we did it in memory of him. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it was kind of that.
I
But-
absolutely love that. What
Yeah.
don't you do? I'm very
But
convinced.
I've done shorts and stuff, and we should do
I'm
stuff
down
together.
I'll send you the script
let's
after
do
this.
it.
I'm in. I wonder. I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this. Do you sleep? Like you do stand up. You
I'm very burnout.
Yeah, I don't understand. And also, I will say this, and again, we don't have to speak too much about this because I don't want to, put his privacy on blast. But like, your girlfriend has what I've heard is who I've heard is a wonderful son. So that's also, that's not nothing in terms of time spent. So you have like, you have a relationship with your girlfriend, obviously a relationship with her son. Those things take up a lot of time. You have this job. You have a job where you're doing that. You're doing comedy. You're also producing films. Like what?
On the road a lot.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
do you just like? What do you like? Take 10 minutes out of your day to like nap and have a cup of soup? What's the game plan?
This is
here? It's crazy.
this is my resting time. I'm drinking tea with you.
Yeah, I
baby.
was gonna say, I'm shocked we got you here. You're literally just like, yeah, and then after that, I was gonna go carve David 2 in Florence, and now I'm back. It's crazy to me. I do think, and this is not at all a condemnation of West Coasters. I love West Coast people. I think you're all great, and the West Coast is so awesome. There is a work ethic, I think, that comes out of the tri-state area that is hard to mimic.
Well, there are times like you do need to calm down once in a while. Like if I have a day off.
What are you, Taylor Swift?
I
need to calm down. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I went to the Chiefs game and I talked to her. And,
Listen, just make sure you don't have bad blood.
But
okay?
yeah, yeah, exactly. I like if I have a day off, I keep it as a day off now. Like I
Okay.
used to not. Like if I'm like,
Interesting. Yeah.
it's kind of like quality over quantity anymore too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you pick and choose what you want to do, but you also like give yourself a day off when you do need it. You know, like if I have like, you know, like my show's on you know, my show's this Thursday. So like
Congratulations.
so thank you.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we do it once a month, but like that week leading up to it,
Yeah.
that's like a busy week for me because I got to write all the jokes, I got to get this stuff together and when I was
I'm shocked you did this week also. This is all very confusing that you agreed to this.
You know, we set up and
Listen, I'm glad
you're a
you're
great
here.
guy. Come
the
on.
other thing I love, just a quick side note about you, and we'll keep moving, but like you because I didn't text you a confirmation. I sent you a calendar invite. You read the calendar invite. I know you did. And you were just like, cool. And text me just be like, I assume we're still good. And I was like, we are.
I wanted to make sure.
No. I'm saying I love that you did that.
Thank
a
you.
lot of people are just like, oh, well, I never heard from you. I'm like, I sent you a calendar invite that you accepted, that I accepted. What do you mean you never heard from me? It's on your calendar.
Yeah.
Like, what did you need to hear? But the fact that you were like, I built my schedule around the idea that this is happening. I was like,
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because you said yes, I said yes, and we just trusted that this was going to happen.
I loved it.
If only everybody were like that.
Well, I want to make sure, like, you know, you're okay today or something.
No,
like
that's
that,
great.
Or like
I love that you checked in.
Maybe you had a rough weekend, or like also like, oh, you know what, man, like, you know,
I mean, every weekend's rough these days.
you know, whatever, you know, something came up, you had a, you know, audition or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say, what is the thing? I thought you were gonna be like, you had a hernia. I'm like,
you
what?
got
No.
a colonoscopy to do or something. I don't know.
Listen, I haven't had one yet. I'm told we have to get them earlier and
I've-
earlier.
I've had one. I got another one coming up in December, baby.
Is it run in the family?
No, I just had too many runs coming
Oh,
out of my own
there you go.
family.
There you go. I had this is I don't think this is too much information. I used to be a singer and
No way.
yeah. I was a singer and guitarist for a long
love
time, and they had to do an endoscopy.
Do you still play guitar and stuff?
I haven't played in a long time, but I played for 15 years, so I really played for quite a while.
No way.
Yeah. They had to do an endoscopy because what was happening was I would perform, and if I tried to like really go when we were on tour, if I would do 2 shows in a row,
Yeah.
my voice would pretty much be shot by the 3rd day. So it was incredibly hard for me to keep it going.
Mhm.
They found out that I had a form of reflux that was called laryngopharyngeal. So that essentially it would give my vocal cords an acid bath every multiple times a day. And so I was trying to like work. Imagine you're trying to like go on a run and you're soaking your leg muscles in acid and then trying to do it. So it was really hard. So they had to do an endoscopy for me. This is such a wacky story to tell on this podcast. They said after 9 p.m., you cannot eat anything. And I said, no problem. Because the next day I was going to have my endoscopy,
Yeah.
which for anyone confused at home is through the
Well,
mouth.
at least it's one day.
not
yeah,
up the back.
Yeah.
And
Colonoscopy's 3 days. You need to do that.
3 days no food?
Yeah.
Oy.
Well, the first day, sorry not to cut you off, but
No.
first day is just like chicken broth and like any other liquid, no solid stuff. Second day is you're just drinking this gallon of like formula and you're just like clearing
you're
everything
really,
out.
getting it out, yeah.
But you can't have any solid stuff. But it's a 3-day process.
Dear Lord.
And then the third day, it's like the morning you got to do stuff and whatnot too.
Well,
So this one's the night before, 9 o'clock.
But by 9 o'clock, don't eat.
Yeah.
I said, all right, whatever. Now, here's the mistake that I made. I went to all-you-can-eat sushi with friends of mine, and I was like, guys, I really got to pack it in. I have to be done by 9. So I ate over 40 pieces of sushi, not having a very clear understanding.
8:59.
Yeah. Not having a clear understanding that I think the rule of don't eat after 9, there's a spirit behind that rule, which is we don't want you to have any food in your stomach. Me, like an idiot, I just go, well, I can't eat after 9. I can do whatever I want before 9, which was the dumbest.
They mean like dinner at 6. and
Yeah,
then you still, like-
exactly. Or they also meant don't eat 40 pieces of sushi the night before an endoscopy.
Oh my God.
I end up getting the endoscopy. The doctor just like I wake up because they give you like a little twilight thing, put you to bed for like, I don't know how long, a half hour, and then you get up, and the doctor comes up. He goes, "So I don't know if you remembered, we said do not eat after 9." And I go, "I didn't." He goes, "You sure?" And I go, "Yeah. I mean, I had all you can eat sushi, and I stopped at about 8:50." And he goes, and just walked away. Shook his head, walked away.
He's like, "You want to eat this one again?"
Yeah.
Pulled it out of you. You're
He's like,
"Whoa."
"Hey, we couldn't really see anything because there was a boatload of sushi in there. It was pretty much like going into the shed aquarium. What's going on in there?" Yeah, I'm not proud of that story, but
That's so funny though.
yeah, it wasn't great. They were like, "We should do another one of these." I was like, "Yeah."
I love how it was like you waited till 9. You're like, "Oh, you can eat till 9, baby."
Yeah, hey. I was like, how dumb of a child was I? And by the way, when I say child, I was probably like 22.
This was 3 months ago.
Yeah. Child, this was about last week. And I'm just an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. And I just didn't appreciate the spirit of the rule. But you've had to do the colonoscopy.
I just started doing jokes about it too. Actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How are they going?
Shitty. Hey.
I mean,
no, they're doing good.
I imagine.
But like, because I gotta get another one now, so I'm like, what the
you
hell?
gotta go back and be like, guys, listen.
But that's the thing. Once you get one, like I don't know about the endoscopy.
Once you pop the fun, don't stop.
Once you,
Is that what it is?
But you got to keep checking. Like I just found out. Like I did this one back in 2017. And it said, I remember on the paper because I was trying to look like my doctor and stuff. It said, make sure you check every 5 years now. And I was like, oh, well, I'm past the 5-year mark. Which is why I need another one, you know.
Oh my gosh!
Just to check, everything's fine.
Well, what
but
I've heard,
it's just like to, you know.
In your situation, do they just give you like a punch card? You get 9, the 10th is free.
Actually,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all you can experience.
Well, that's what sucked. I don't know about your endoscopy.
I think is that the one through the mouth? I think so. Yeah.
Endoscopy.
Yeah.
They just kept telling me like, "Oh, you're so young. You're so young. You're so young." I'm like, "Yeah, but I need help.
Yeah.
Help me."
I'm like, I may be young, but I'm here for a reason.
So, like,
let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah, like colonoscopy, you really don't need until you're like 50 or something. But like sometimes you need it ahead of time.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember. I'll never forget this. This is way
Better
too.
be safe than sorry. You know what I mean?
I would always do that.
Yeah.
This is way too graphic for this podcast, but what I will say is I remember one time I was trying to help my mom clean out the basement of this old house we moved into, and I tried to open the window. Turns out that the wood frame of the window was rotted, so when I tried to push on the window to open it, my hand just went through glass. And so it cut up my hand pretty bad. And I remember I went to the doctor to get it sorted out, and the doctor was looking and he goes, "Boy, how'd you do this, huh?" And I was like, "Less questions, more fixing." What do you mean, how to...
Exactly.
I go, I put my hand through a window by accident. It was an old house. The wood was out. And he just looks, he goes, "Boy, this guy just... I don't know how you..." I was like, "Can we discontinue the I don't know?" And he also wouldn't finish a sentence. He would just go, because I couldn't...
Can you just like, it's still bleeding. Can you just help me?
Yeah, literally. I'm like sitting there, I'm bleeding on his floor. Like, I'm like, hey, yeah, a little less talky, a little more stitchy.
Yeah,
okay?
let's
How
do
about
that.
that?
Huh?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still look down at the scars on my hand sometimes. I go, boy, wish I'd gotten those for stronger, braver reasons. You know, wish I'd gotten in a fist fight with a bear.
Yeah, but now you tell people that's how you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell them, I said, I was surfing and I had to punch a shark in the mouth and just, got a couple of little scars on the old hand here.
Yeah.
I hate to do this because I am having a blast, but I do think we need to hit the lightning round. Are you ready?
Are we ready for lightning round already?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at this. We're doing it.
Lightning fast already.
All right, so this is the lightning round. This is 5 fast questions. I cannot emphasize enough. They do not have to be fast answers. These are just the 5 questions we end every episode with.
I love it.
So question 1, what is a favorite ritual of yours? So mine, for example, is brewing tea. It makes me very happy.
I kind of like to, we'll do before a show, I guess. I kind of made it into a ritual, I guess. I'll have, even if I'm not sick or anything, I'll always just take a cough drop. Just so my throat's feeling soothed and stuff.
Sure.
And then I'll I kind of have to get up and kind of I can't be sitting down before I get up on stage.
Me too.
I need to be standing and ready, maybe even look at the room a little bit first. We do that anyway, just looking, but that's kind of like a ritual. I'll take a cough drop so I know that I'm before a gig, I'm feeling good.
What kind of cough drop?
Do a Ricola or just a Halls.
Oh, real deal. I love those Halls breezers. I'm sure they don't work, but my God, they taste delicious.
As long as it soothes your throat, because sometimes you get a tickle in your throat or something or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a ritual, I guess.
Did you bring a drink on stage?
I don't. I started doing it because I was on the road. If you do I'm doing 30 minutes, I'm I do need a drink on here.
I only bring water if I'm doing a longer set.
Yeah, but if I'm doing 10 minutes, I'm I don't need the water.
Why do people bring a beer on stage for a 10-minute set? It's just the silliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yeah.
You can't go 10 minutes without sipping a beer. Relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Question 2, what is a running bit you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
I actually just did it to my brother the other week. we're always like, I don't know if you remember this promo with Will Arnett and Andy Samberg, but it was something for like SNL or something. But he goes into a bar and he's just like, Barry, and then he's like, Eagle Heart.
Oh my God! Yes, this was a 10-to-1 slot. Two really weird characters in a bar late at night. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Something like that. So like I'll have bits with my brother doing that, or
you
like
just call each other Barry.
we're
and
like
Eagle Heart?
Barry, Eagle Heart, or we're just like, what's up, brother? Hey, brother. You know, kind of thing.
I kind of love that.
From Arrested Development.
Oh,
So
I
we,
knew what that one was from.
Yeah, we do that.
Hey, brother.
We still call him brother. Like people will be like, "Why you call him brother?" We're like, "He's brother." Oh, he's
Yeah.
just brother. Oh, hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
I love that. I miss Arrested.
And those bits, and then everything else, I just like, yeah, I think that's it.
I like that. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Question 3: what is a controversial take that you have?
Well, here's a controversial take, I guess. I think everybody deserves a second chance.
I think that's a great take.
In certain circumstances, it depends on what you did. So like going on someone's like Louis C.K.'s, my favorite comedian still. Like maybe he is. I mean, people deserve a second chance. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't one of these guys that was like, God forbid, just like, I don't want to say the R word, but like to women. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't doing any of that, or like, a Dalia thing where he's like fucking,
Well, that's the thing. So that's the question: is where do we draw the line? Does Dalia deserve a second chance?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's like let him do his own thing, and have that. But like if that stuff is true, which a lot of it is, it's like, dude, what is happening right now?
I just think it's weird that you told me off mic that you think Charles Manson deserves a second chance.
I think so too.
Yeah, which is weird.
I think
everyone,
because he didn't do any of that stuff. The women did.
Yeah. Jesus. Woo! Oh,
no,
boy.
I think everyone deserves a second chance.
Okay.
I think with stuff like that.
What I always tell people,
depending on what they did, is
Okay.
the fine print of it.
So there is a line.
I mean,
that
if
we
you
draw.
did something completely sick, then it's like, all right, you don't deserve a second chance. You can go fuck yourself.
like Roman Polanski,
Like Roman Polanski.
or the person that cut in front of me at the grocery store the
fuck
other day.
that guy. You
I
know
don't
what
understand it because it was very clear that I was standing there.
But
I
like,
had to say something.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But there is stuff like there's some like celebrities that like, like you see like I don't know, you see a celebrity say something wrong. Like I think I just seen her thing. She was saying something what the hell's her name? She was in that train movie.
Well, anyway,
I forget.
You saw an actress
She said
who
something
said
like
something bad
10 years ago, and they're like trying to come back at her for saying it, and kind of like something like that. And it's like, give her a second chance, to apologize about
Sure.
something. You know what I mean? Whether she said something like, you know what? I think she said something about some woman's weight, or something like that, where she was just like, oh my God, she's huge, or like whatever like that. And she's getting all this
I
flack.
loved your impression. I don't even know the actress talking about, and the impression was wonderful.
I don't know, whatever it was.
Oh my God.
But it's like, why are you coming at her for that? Like, okay, give her shit, but then like,
Sure.
don't just get like completely disregard everything she's ever done because of that.
Of course. Everyone has a slip.
Yeah.
I always tell people I'm never above an apology. If someone says something crappy to me and then they come apologize, I'm not going to be like, well, I don't accept that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't have to forget, but
Still
I
gonna
certainly
hold
forgive.
someone arm's length though.
What,
You
you
know
heard
what I
I,
mean?
I literally, I threw in there, I said, I'm going to forgive, but I don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. I'll
Yeah.
forgive you. We'll be on good terms, but now like that
Yeah.
trust is kind of gone.
I know the man's face because when he cut me in line, he turned. Like I will remember. Question 4: have you ever experienced? I'm gonna get a clean.
His
cut
name
of
is Travis. I've looked him
Can I tell you
up.
something? I didn't get his name, but the reason he thought it was
But
fine
his
to
license
cut
plate
me,
is V65.
He had 2 items, and he was like, "Oh, can I get in front of you?" I had 5. That's not a huge enough difference for you to get ahead of me. No.
I have something that you're gonna love. Right
Okay,
now.
go.
I was doing my recycling.
Already love it.
Already love it. I only have like a container, right? I get
So
like,
you don't sort paper,
and it's
metal,
all plastic. Like I have plastic bottles. I throw the plastic bottles in a container at my house.
Sure.
And it's 2 blocks away, so I go to recycling center and get them done. I get like $5 back, whatever I did.
I used to do that all the time.
I did
growing
good
up.
for the world, whatever it is. Right?
Amen.
There are people that have like 20 bags of shit, right? And
Sure.
you sit behind these people, right?
Yeah,
And they have like, from every bar or wherever around town, they have 20, 30 bags of recycling. That's going to take you a good 15 minutes, right? This very nice lady, it was her, it was a guy with 20 bags. She also had like 10 bags, and I just had my little container, right? She's like, oh, you can cut in front of me, honey. I said, oh, thanks so much. And I was about to go next or whatever. The guy with 20 bags like, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. You have to go to the back. And it was like, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, you have to go to the back. I was like, I only have this much. He's like, no, you have to go to the back. It's not fair. And she's like, that's my brother, And I was like, yeah, this is my sister, blah, blah, blah. And he made such a big stink of it, I had to go to the back, right?
Wait, you went to the back?
Well, here's the thing. But then the guy got involved that was like the owner of the place or whatever. And he's like, you can't cut. You got to go to the back or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I went to the back and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And I was like, you know what, honey? Here you go. And I gave her all my recyclables, the lady that was going to cut me. And I was like, there you go. God, I'll do anything for my sister. Hey, sir, enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. And then I walked off.
100% worth it.
And I was like, fuck you for doing that. Like, you have 2 items. Why are you cutting? Like,
here's what I think you do. You take out a $100 bill, okay, and you have a bin, a small bin of recycling.
Yeah.
You go to that store every day, and if someone lets you cut, they get the $100. But you do it in front of the person who didn't want you to cut. You go, this was just a prank. Here is $100, and you get to keep the bottles. Then you film it, put it on YouTube. Boom,
bam,
you're a success, baby.
Viral.
Okay, question 4. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there a moment that really sticks out to you?
I listened to Whitney Cummings' podcast.
Okay.
And
a little smaller than ours, but it still works.
It's you guys are on the same page.
Yeah, I would say.
And Robert Kelly was on there. And he gave this really great advice to Whitney, because Whitney was talking about how like she got stuff real early and people would always just kind of give her shit about being like, it's because she's a woman, she probably sucked them all, or whatever else. And he gave this really good advice that I loved. This is like maybe a year or two ago. And he's like, you got everything you got because it was yours. Everything you got was because you deserved it at that moment. So it's like, when you got that 150-seater, you're there for a reason. You're there because you're great. And like, I kind of take that advice myself, where like sometimes like I just headlined for the first time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was supposed to do 45 minutes, and I've never done 45 before.
Okay.
I've done 30 on the road and stuff. And I've always maybe not put myself down, but never like pushed myself. I always wanted someone to ask me to headline. I didn't want to be like, I'm putting on a show, everybody, come see me do an hour and a half or whatever.
I do love that your voice changes when you promote. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah. But like, I kind of wanted that achievement for myself. But it was an imposter syndrome where it's like, I'm not a headliner.
That's the definition.
I'm
right
not a
there.
headliner. I don't have 100,000 followers, and I don't have this. I'm not a headliner. I can't do this. I don't have TV credits or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I found out after I did the show and surpassed what I thought I could do, I did like an hour and 10 on stage. I got lit at 40. I was like, is that 45 right? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, and she's like, you can keep going if you want. I was like, you guys want me to keep going? And the crowd was like, yeah. And I was like, all right.
Where was this?
At Flappers.
Amazing.
Sold out the room, baby.
As you do.
It was great. And that was imposter syndrome of being like, but that moment put that imposter syndrome away, because at first I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Leading up to it, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. But going back to that advice of being like, you got everything you got because it's yours, that was mine. And now I can call myself, I can headline. Now if somebody asks me to do it, and I'll be like, yeah, I can do it. Instead of being like, well, I don't know. I don't have the followers. I don't have, I don't have this or that or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because we get that a lot as comedians.
Absolutely.
And it's a thing of like looking on your own piece of paper, where like you can't look at somebody that has 1 million followers and be like, well, I'm nothing like them. It's like, no. I'm Mike Perkins. You're Josh Lanzet. You know what I mean?
Perkins.
Like you are who you are, and you get what you get because you deserve it.
I love that.
So
I'm into it.
The imposter syndrome I get a lot is of that, of being like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But we are. Yeah. We are ready for that stuff.
God damn, that's an inspiring note. I have one more question, but if only we could end on that. Final question for you. And just to wrap it, a little bow on top of that incredible, or a cherry on top of that incredible Sunday, or a bow on top of that incredible present. Question 5 is, what is your favorite tea or your favorite comfort?
My favorite comfort is just maybe knowing I have a day off
Oh.
and just doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging out with my girl, watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also just playing maybe video games and just having no, like, you know, not having to like wake up the next morning to do like work or anything. You know what I mean? Just
Absolutely.
be like, just gonna do this and get tired. Like, you know, like whatever. That's a nice comfort of being like, you know, yeah, I think just doing that, just kind of relaxing, and that's my comfort, you know?
That's an incredible answer.
Yeah.
I love that. Mike, that is the show. How do you feel?
That was a steep conversation.
That was, baby. One
was
last
great.
cheers.
Oh,
Give me
that
one
was
last
great.
cheers, and then we'll get you out of here.
Josh, you're the best.
Mike Perkins, I love you.
That was so
You're
fun.
welcome back
I love you,
anytime.
buddy. Thank you.
That was Mike Perkins. You can find him on TikTok and Instagram at MikePerkins_.
We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
I listen. I was gonna say, put the board down. You're good.
Bored. I wanted to wipe it for you. You
The
know?
you know what? And I've had people say that to me before too.
Keep it clean.
I don't even know what it means.